Tornadoes, the most violent force in nature. But just as powerful as the storms themselves are the beliefs they spawn in survivors.
Then everything just starts shaking. I saw Jesus.
I believe that I went to heaven after the tornado.
Guardian angels, visions of God, visits from deceased loved ones.
Hearing that there are paranormal events following these traumas doesn't surprise me at all.
The angel touched me right here.
These are the believers.
Oh my God.
Whose traumatic experiences in the eye of the storm convinced them there was something divine in those 200-mile-per-hour winds. May 22nd, 2011, in Joplin, Missouri. It was a sunny day in this rural town of 49,000 people. But as the clock ticked closer to 5 p.m., the sky grew dark and hail fell to the ground. It would be no ordinary thunderstorm.
The tornado warning itself goes for the counties just west of the Missouri border.
At 5:17 p.m., 25 tornado sirens hailed the first warning. Within 45 minutes, the tornado had raised a 22-mile path across town. More than 25% of the city was wiped off the map, and 158 people were dead.
The Joplin tornado. You see the damage that's done there, and it's unfathomable. You have a town one day, and then the next day there's no town.
Joplin was the most destructive type of tornado possible, an EF5. Nothing in Joplin should have survived a direct hit, especially not two young girls that got swept into its deadly vortex. Emily Huddleston and Mason Lillard were in different parts of Joplin when the tornado hit, but both believe they were saved that day by an angel.
The day of the tornado, it was pretty exciting because my brother was graduating. Right before we left for the graduation, I remember looking at my room thinking I was forgetting something, and now that I look back at it, it was kind of just the last time I'd ever see it the way it was.
The day of the tornado, we went to church like we normally do on Sundays, came home, rode horses for a little bit.
Later in the afternoon, Mason found herself waiting inside the car at a hardware store parking lot with her brother and grandmother, while her grandfather shopped inside.
My grandpa went inside and it got really dark. The winds were picking up super fast. Me and Leach got in the floorboard in the back seat, and we were all holding hands and praying.
A few miles away, Emily and her family left the high school graduation and began driving home.
We were halfway home, and we had to stop for gas. I remember a big raindrop falling on my arm through the window. Something I had always been told when I was little was that big raindrops were a sign of a tornado. I don't know if that was true or not, but it kind of scared me at that time.
The speed with which the Joplin tornado escalated from a thunderstorm to an EF5 tornado was about as fast as any storm on record, giving residents 17 minutes or less to prepare.
A tornado, once it forms, can intensify extremely quickly. Time scale of a tornado is in the order of tens of seconds.
Emily and her family found themselves trapped in their SUV as the tornado began tearing across Joplin.
A big piece of debris busted out the very back window of the Suburban. And my little sister that was staying back there ducked down, and I grabbed her hand, and then we were just up in the air from there. The car jerked up really fast, and things pelted you from every which way. I just remember grabbing my little sister's hand and praying, because it was the only thing I could think to do. When the car finally stopped, I just remember taking a deep breath and just, thinking, I'm alive. I made it through whatever that was. My little brother pointed out that my leg was bleeding. I couldn't really feel it because of how numb I was, but I knew it was bad with the amount of blood I saw.
The piece of debris had gouged out a 15-inch wedge in her thigh, all the way to the bone. Without help, Emily could bleed to death in a matter of minutes.
My dad pulled me out of the window. I just kept fading in and out of consciousness. I remember my little sister came by my side and she sang to me, trying to just keep me calm. Closing my eyes was the easiest thing to do, and I was pretty much to the point where I was ready to give up.
On the brink of losing consciousness, Emily believes she felt a presence.
One of the last times I closed my eyes, I remember this hand touched me on my left shoulder. The angel touched me right here. It was a very, very light touch and very calming and peaceful. When it happened, I just felt a sense of relief go over my whole body, and at that point, I knew and trusted that everything was going to be okay.
The situation for Mason and her family was getting worse.
The tornado got to us, and the truck flipped over to its side, the side that I was on. I was trying to cover my head up with clothes that was on the floor to protect my head. I thought that I was gonna die.
Then something unusual happened.
All I saw really was one hand on my shoulder, and I thought it was Lidge's at first. And then I saw two angels in the back seat in white robes and blonde and brown hair on both.
To me, there's no better explanation of it than it being an angel. I can't tell anyone how calming the presence of her voice and the touch felt to me. It was something I'd never felt before.
The profound psychological event experienced by Mason and Emily can happen during a situation of intense physical or emotional danger, referred to as a near-death experience, or NDE.
NDEs have happened since the beginning of time. They're cross-cultural, there are common elements associated with it, such as going through a tunnel, seeing a white light, having angels or guides coming to greet you. Science often explains away NDEs, saying that it's oxygen deprivation to the brain, causing an alteration in the biochemicals. Even if there is oxygen deprivation, does that take away the idea that consciousness may exist independently of the brain?
Both girls believe that their experience was influenced by the divine. However, Emily needs urgent medical attention. Her leg was bleeding uncontrollably, and the family SUV had been destroyed.
I thought, I've got to get her out of here. This can't end this way. We're not going to end it in here.
A neighbor carried Emily down the block where someone lent them a car to rush her to the hospital.
I remember just laying there thinking, you know, I'm going to be taken care of now.
6 streets to the northeast, the Lillards' family truck had been tossed more than 100 yards.
It threw us all the way into the lawn garden center, about the middle of it.
The tornado had passed, but Mason's condition grew more dire by the second.
I go to look out the window, but I couldn't move because my arm and my ribs hurt really bad. I could feel something out my back, but I didn't really know what it was. And so I looked, and then I saw the bar through me.
Coming up.
Stories that came out after the Joplin tornado were like no other.
There's been a lot of strange